Morning. Good morning, all. So we will start today. Okay. So today we are not going to use the system. Our main aim for today is assembling the car. Okay, using the motor. We are going to learn about motors today. Okay, we have two types of motors in our hand. We are going to learn that. Before that, I want to have some quiz time. Okay, let's see who will get this answer. Yesterday you got this. What about this one?
D-West.
D-West, very good, but it's not correct answer. D-West, where is the any word like D-West?
For the West.
For the West. Is there any word like that? We have to
For the
see.
West.
Is there any word like that? It should have a meaningful word. Can anyone? You can think of it. I will give a clue. Shall I give a clue?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The clue is it is a country name.
West Indies.
West Indies. Exactly correct. Jovin said, I think. So congratulations, Jovin. Okay. I'll give some. Okay. Very good. It's correct answer. West Indies. You can see the West Indies. That's why it's called West Indies. Okay. Very good. So it's just for refreshing our mind. Now we move to our class. Okay. The topic for today is robotic car assembly. So we're going to learn how to assemble a car. So today you are going to be a mechanic. You are not going to be an electronic student. You are going to be a mechanic. You're going to connect all the parts of the car that is in your hand, and then you are going to run the car using the battery. Okay, so that is the aim of today's class. Tomorrow we will control the car using the program. Today you are going to assemble the car, and then you will make the car to run. So these are the components that is required to assemble the car, but we are not going to use ESP32 today. Tomorrow only you're going to program, as I said. Programming part will be tomorrow. And then motor driver also you're going to use tomorrow. So in your kit bag, there is one package will be there. These are the components you have to take. One is the board of the car. Okay, that is very important. Okay, so first the yellow color one that you have, no. This is called gear motor. What is the name? Gear motor. Okay. So what is this gear motor? What is motor? Motor converts electrical energy to mechanical energy. We will send electrical signal to the motor. The motor will do some mechanical work. It will rotate. It will do some mechanical work. So that's why it is called. It converts electrical energy to mechanical energy. So we have lots of things like that, right? Yesterday also we have seen one component, right? So what is this motor is? Motor is nothing but electrical energy to mechanical energy. Keep that in mind. And why it is called gear motor? Why it is called gear motor? Because it consists of electric motor as well as gearbox. So when you open the yellow color motor, you will have a electrical motor and a gearbox. I will show what is inside the yellow box. Okay. What is the use of gearbox is it will reduce the speed, increases the torque. Speed is nothing but we call that as RPM. Have you heard the name RPM before? Have you seen anywhere RPM? Rotations per minute. Rotations or revolutions per minute. Where you have seen this?
In speedometer.
Yeah, in speedometer, you have seen in the car. If you see there it is mentioned in the speedometer, or call that a tachometer. Okay, that is used to measure the rotations of the wheel. How, in per minute, how many rotations your wheel is running. So that is the speed of the car, isn't it? So there they will use this term RPM. You can go and see in the car. If you have a car in your home or a bike in your home, you can see the uh, in that speedometer, or you can call it a tachometer. The operating voltage for this, the operation voltage for this motor is 3 to 12 DC power supply. Okay, the recommended is 6 to 12. You should give the power to the gear motor 6 to 12 volt DC. So that's why we are using the battery to run the motor. Okay, battery produces the electrical signal, electrical energy, and that will be converted into rotations. That is the mechanical energy. So that is the introduction of gear motor. You can write it on your notebook. Motor converts electrical energy to mechanical energy. Write this line because this is important. Motor converts electrical energy to mechanical energy. Okay. Gear motor contains electrical motor and gearbox. So that's why it is called gear motor. There are different types of motor. Another motor is also there in your kit, that is DC motor. I will explain that too. Okay. If you return, just give a thumbs up. Then we'll move on to the next slide. Okay. I will move to the next thing. Two things you have to learn: what is torque and what is RPM. Like we already discussed, RPM is nothing but revolutions per minute. So you can see in the speedometer, it shows that how many into 1000 they have put there, how many rotations your wheel is moving per minute. So that is the rotational speed of a machine. Here we are using wheel. In the car we call as wheel. Okay. What is torque? Torque is another important thing you have to learn. It is a measurement of force which causes something to rotate. For example, this is a screw and we are trying to rotate with the span. Okay, so to rotate it, we need to apply the force. So that's why torque equal to, we need to apply the force, and it is also depends on the length. If you use small uh, spanner, you cannot able to rotate it. How much force if you apply also, you cannot do it. So that's why you need a large spanner and you have to apply equivalent force to that to rotate the wheel, to rotate any screws and all. So this rotating force is called, this measurement of force is called torque. Okay, where this torque will be used is when you're rotating the wheel. Am I right? In the car or using steering, we are rotating the wheel. While the car is running, we are rotating the wheel. So there, what is the force they are applying is, it is a torque. Okay, speedometer is directly your wheel is rotating and the torque is on a particular point axis. We are applying, this is the point, this is the axis point. So based on, we are applying the force on that and then it will rotate. So imagine that you are driving a car, you are giving an accelerator. If the car is moving straightly, it will move very fast, isn't it? When you want to turn the car, you have to reduce the speed and then you have to turn. Okay. So there also we are applying the force. That force is called torque. Adan torque. Torque வந்து rotating around a point. When you want to rotate a thing around a point, then you call that as torque. That speed RPM is nothing but the speed of rotation. That's all. Okay, you have to understand the difference between the torque and RPM. Okay, so we will learn more. Okay, I'll move to the next thing. So torque is what? Is a force that rotates around a point. Okay, and RPM is a rotation of the wheel. How much speed your motor is running. Okay, you can see the picture. Now, what is the rotation of the motors? So in this motor, you can see there is a there is one point here. This point is called, this is where you will connect your wheel. Your wheel will be connected here. Okay, and you have two terminals called positive terminal and so you'll have a 9-volt battery will use, but here it is different. Okay, but the concept is same. So here negative and this one is positive. Positive of the battery is connected to this point and the negative of this battery is connected. When you connect it, your motor will rotate in a clockwise direction. If you change the polarity, in this here you can see I am changing the polarity. I connect the red wire to this side and black wire to this side. That is called change of polarity. Okay, when I change the polarity, my wheel is rotating in the anti-clockwise direction. So you can connect your wheel with any polarity. Okay, so there is no positive and negative here. You can connect uh, you can connect in the two polarities. But when you change it, what will happen is the rotation is in different direction. So when you give the polarity in this direction, the wheel is rotating clockwise. When you change the polarity, the wheel is rotating anti-clockwise. So that is the thing. So here in the car, what you say, it is a forward and it is a backward. So because you have to move the car in the forward direction and you want to move the car in the backward direction. How we are going to do that? By changing the polarity. Okay. You can also test with your, there is a battery for you. You can also test, you can connect two wires in the battery and you can change the polarity. There will be two knobs um, in the motor. You can interchange. You can see the difference in the rotation. Can you see that? Can you check whether the motor direction is changing or not by changing the polarity? பாருங்க நீங்க செக் பண்ணி பாருங்க.
I joined now only, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can follow now. I started now only. You can follow. Yeah, it is rotating different direction, no? So there is a battery.
Sir, it is working for me.
Yeah, you are working. Is that moving in different direction when you change
Yes, sir.
change the wire? Okay, so that
Yes,
is
sir.
what this. That is the beauty of this gear motor, because this gear motor will move forward as well as backward. Okay, now we move to the next slide. So what is inside this gear motor? So everyone listen. Now only I'm starting this gear motor. You can follow. Okay, so when you open it, you will have a DC motor. So this is called DC motor or electric motor. We call that as electrical motor. And then you will have a things like this. Okay, so this is called gears. So what is gear now? Is not gear. Okay, so you have two things. That's why it is called gear motor. You have an electrical motor as well as gears. And inside the motor, so inside this DC motor, when you open it, you will have three things. One is called stator. Make a note of it. DC motor. Put the title as DC motor. Inside DC motor, you have three components. The first component is called stator. Okay. What is stator means? Stator is nothing but stationary part of a motor. What is stator now? Stationary part of a motor. You have a magnet. This is a magnet around the shield. Okay, motor shield. Okay, and it will not rotate. It will be a stationary part of a motor. Stator is nothing but stationary part of a motor. Okay, and another one is brushes. So that's why it is also called as brushed motor. Brushes means you have two brushes here, two nodes, right? Isn't it? Two knobs are there in your motor. Here only you will connect positive and negative, and you'll give the supply to your electric motor. Okay, that area is called as brushes. Okay, so you can write brush is a device that conducts current. Okay, between stationary wires and moving parts. Through this only you will apply the electrical signals. Brush is a device that conducts current between stationary wires and moving parts. Okay, and inside that you will have a thing called rotor. This is called as rotor. Okay, why it is called rotor? It is rotating part of a motor. It will rotate. This part of the this part in the motor is rotating. This is static. It is not rotating. It is the thing you will have the Through this only you give the power supply or battery supply into it. Okay. So this is all about the components of induction motor. So you can see there is a coil here or a magnet like that you have in the rotor. This is only rotating. Okay. And you have another component that we are going to use. There you have a black board like that. Here it is red in color. It is also there in your kit. It is called motor driver. This motor driver controls the speed of motor and direction. Write down motor driver உடைய function எதுக்கு? What is the function of motor driver is used to control speed of motor and direction. Motor driver is used to control the speed of motor and direction of the wheel, forward or backward or, so we have to give the left direction or right direction or we have to direct. No, for that we need one driver that is called motor driver. Motor driver is used to control speed of a motor and its direction. So keep that in mind. Motor has three components: stator, rotor, brushes. Okay, stator, rotor, brushes. Gear motor contains two main components. One is DC motor and gearbox. And if you change the polarity, the motor will rotate in different direction. So this is all about the important things that you have to remember while working with gear motor. And this is ESP32 microcontroller. Yesterday I explained this. That is also we will use tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to use that. Okay. I will stop sharing this. And I'm going to play one video for you. This is the gearbox. You can see this is called gearbox. You can see that this is brushes. And this is rotor. And this is stator. So that is what inside that motor. So if you change the polarity, the motor will run in different direction. You can see the operation in the slow motion. So listen, this is gearbox. You can see that in the bike cycle also, gear bicycle also, you can see that. Here you can see this is the speed of the motor. This wheel is the speed of the motor. Okay, this is directly connected with the motor. But with that you will have a gearbox. So this is of a big one and this is of big one. You can see the variation of the speed. This is rotating fast and this is rotating slow and this is far more rotating slow. Okay. So because when it going very fast, when it's rotating very fast, you cannot control the car. It will be you can it will hit somewhere, isn't it? So we need to have a speed control. For that only this gearbox is working. Okay, so now we can see the rotation, how it is rotating. So it's rotating very fast and it is rotating slow and it is rotating further slow. Okay. Inside the motor, see the speed of the motor. This is RPM. How much uh, how much it is rotating. Okay. But we can control the speed using gearbox. This is called commutator. This is coil. This brushes. Okay. So now we have a clear idea about the working of a gear motor. Fine. Okay. So now the introduction class is over. Okay. So I'm going to give you another important thing. So I'll finish that introduction class also with this. Uh, You have to do this. I'm not going to do. So I will finish this also, and then we'll move on to the implementation part. So have you seen the fan controlled by the regulator? In your home, there is a small thing called regulator. Using that, you can change the speed of the fan. Have you seen that regulator, fan regulator? By rotating that, you can control the speed of the fan, isn't it? Okay, so how that it work is using this potentiometer only. So this is the small component, but it's very powerful. And then you have a DC motor in your kit bag. You have, right? Did you
Yes,
have
sir.
this motor? Yeah. And then you will have a
Yes,
fan
sir.
like this also, and you have a battery. So we are not going to do now. So I'm going to give this as an assignment. Okay. You know what is resistor? Resistor restricts the flow of electrons. By that, it reduces the current. Okay. Similarly, potentiometer is acting as a variable resistance. Make a note of it. Make a note of it. Potentiometer acts as a variable resistor. Okay. So this line you write. Potentiometer acts as a variable resistors. When you rotate this potentiometer, actually what is happening is it will increases and reduces the resistance. Okay, by increasing the resistance, it reduces the current. When the current is low, your fan speed is low. When the current is high, your fan speed is by changing this knob, by rotating this knob, you will either increases the speed or decreases the speed. How it will increase the speed and decrease the speed of the motor is by increases the current or by reduces the current. So அதுதான் working. So it is acting as a variable resistor. You can see in this picture, this is the potentiometer. They are changing. Okay, when they are changing, what will happen? The resistance there is changing. When they increase this one, you can see the current is increased and you can see the light is also glowing. Initially the light is off. When they try to increase, that means the resistance is decreasing and the current is increasing. This is the current ampere. Huh? This is the current. You can see when the current is increased, the light is also increased. One more time you see. இதேதான் ஃபேன்லயும் நடக்குது. இங்க லைட் க்ளோ ஆகுது, அங்க ஃபேன் ஸ்பீட் இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகுது, டிக்ரீஸ் ஆகுது. That is the work of potentiometer. Are you able to understand this? If you understand this, say. Then DC motor. I already told we had talked about gear motor. In gear motor, you have a motor as well as gearbox to control the speed up, isn't it? But in DC motor, you will not have a gearbox. Only it will rotate. When you give the power supply, it will rotate. It will rotate, that's all. Okay. It will not have a gearbox because we are not going to use this in a wheel. Okay. While if you want to use the motor for the wheel, then you have to use the gear motor. But here it is not the case. We are going to make the fan to rotate. So there you no need to have any torque force and all. So what we are going to do is we are just going to give the supply into this brush. The same concept da. Brush and then it will rotate. And we have a stator. Stator means the static point, the magnet. Okay, and then we will apply the supply into this coil and it start rotating when it start rotating. Okay, you have the middle part is the commutator and the rotating part is the rotors. Okay, so that is how it will work. So when you give the power supply to this rotor, it acts as a electromagnet and it will reflect south. It will reflect north. It will reflect. So like that, we can see the color. So that's how this rotor is rotating with the electrical magnet. So see how much speed it is rotating. When you keep south pole magnet, what will happen? It will reflect, right or not? South pole, if you keep in the magnet, it will reflect.
Yes, sir.
North pole, if you keep in the magnet, it will reflect. The same process is happening inside the motor. You can see in this picture. So south வந்துச்சு உடனே rotate ஆயிடும், north வரும் rotate ஆயிடும், rotate ஆயிட்டே இருக்கும் continuous. Mechanical force again converts electrical
How
force
it
into
will be changing? How it will be changing, sir?
that is the work of the winding. This winding is there, no, there is some winding as well as this power supply, so it will change automatically. Okay, we are not going to change, we just will give the supply. The flow of electrons direction, it will change. Once the flow of electrons direction is changing, the magnetic power is also, the electromagnet means it is becoming a magnet because of the electrons. Change the flow of electrons, it becomes north pole and south pole alternatively. So it's very interesting concept. Okay, so that is what happening. What you have to know is what is happening inside the motor. So that's why I'm showing this picture. Okay, when the current is flowing here, it moves into the coil. When it moves into the coil, it becomes acts as a south pole or north pole based on the flow of direction of the electrons. That's how it is designed. Okay, and I'll give the steps over here. You can just follow the steps. Very simple. That's why I'm giving this as an assignment. Okay, and then you can control the speed using the potentiometer. You change this potentiometer, the speed of the span will increase and decrease, and you can make a project using this. Okay, so this is assignment. We are going to the demo class. So that is our important concept. So what is that? We are going to assemble a car. Okay, so sir will go, give a demo. Ranjit sir will give a demo step by step how to do that. You can follow that. So first take that body of the car. The front side of the car should be in the curved part. Okay, the curved part. So that is
இந்த டி ஷேப் வந்து அதை இன்சர்ட் பண்ணும். அந்த டி ஷேப் எடுத்து இந்த சைடு சப்போர்ட் கொடுக்கணும். இந்த கிட்ல வந்து லாங் ஸ்க்ரூ ஒன்று இருக்குல்ல, 4 ஸ்க்ரூ இருக்கும் லாங் இந்த மாதிரி. ஓகேவா? இந்த 4 ஸ்க்ரூ வந்து இந்த ஹோல்ஸ் இருக்குல்ல, 4 ஸ்க்ரூ வந்து இந்த 2 ஹோல்ஸ் இருக்கும். அந்த டி ஷேப்ல வந்து 2 ஹோல்ஸ்ல இருக்கும். மோட்டார்லயும் அந்த ஹோல் இருக்கும் அந்த கரெக்டா அதுக்கேற்ற மாதிரி. நம்ம இந்த ரெண்டுத்தையுமே ஜாயின் பண்ணி போல்டு போட்டு டைட் பண்ணணும்.
Otherwise, after fitting everything, if it is wrong, then you have to remove everything and then you have to do it again. And the Darshan is showing as well. So first is show this one motor, how you connected from the beginning. Show to them the side angle, backward and front. Yeah, so this is how. Okay, so this is the back angle. You can see the screw has been inserted and bolt has been applied here. See that preview கொடுங்க. நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா and how the direction, see the direction of the motor also. So this is the front part. Okay, in the front part only this wheel is there. See the direction also should be correct. So now show the other angle. Rotate. Okay, now you can see the screw has been inserted in this 2 holes and then bolt it at the other side. So this is how it should be. So this is how you have to connect the first motor. Okay. Shall we move to next one?
நெக்ஸ்ட் உங்களுக்கு சேம் என்னன்னா லெஃப்ட் ஹேண்ட் சைடுல பண்ணது வந்து ரைட் ஹேண்ட் சைடு
டைரக்ஷன்ல காமிங்க சார். நீங்க பண்றதுக்கு உங்க ஹேண்ட் தான் தெரியுது.
ஓகே சார்.
Same thing, but in the other end, other side. Okay, same way. Front side is yellow part. Back side of the car is wire connection. Similarly, you have to take the two joints.
ஒரு மோட்டார் வந்து இன்னொரு மோட்டார் ஃபேஸ் பண்ண மாதிரி இருக்கணும் சார்.
அது க்ளோஸ் அப்ல காமிங்க. Where can you see that? That is one side of the motor. Other side காமிங்க. Other side நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா the wire is inside. கரெக்டா?
ஆமா.
சஞ்சீத் சார்.
எஸ் சார்.
ஒன் சைடு வந்து வயர் அவுட் சைட்ல இருக்கு, அனதர் சைடு வந்து வயர் இன்சைட் த போர்டு இருக்கு. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இதுவா அப்படியே ரொட்டேட் பண்ணுங்க, ஃபிளாட்டா ரொட்டேட் பண்ணுங்க. இப்படி காமிங்க, இப்படியே காமிங்க, இந்த ஆங்கிளே காமிங்க. Okay, they can easily understand. You can see the wires how it is connected. இது வந்து இன்சைடு இருக்கு, இது வந்து அவுட் சைடு இருக்கு. வெயிட் a minute. அடுத்தது என்ன சார்?
நெக்ஸ்ட் வந்து ஸ்க்ரூ டைப் சார். பிக் ஸ்க்ரூ சார், ஸ்பேஷியஸ் ஸ்க்ரூ.
ஓகே, ஸ்லோவா கனெக்ட் பண்ணுங்க.
ஓகே சார், ஸ்பேஷியஸ் ஸ்க்ரூ சார். இது நேம் வந்து ஸ்பேஷியஸ் ஸ்க்ரூ. இது எப்படி ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணனும்னா இந்த 4 கார்னர் சார் சிம்பிளா இருக்கு. கரெக்ட் சார். இந்த லாஸ்ட் இதுல வந்து ஸ்கொயர் டைப்ல இந்த ஸ்பேஸ் ஸ்க்ரூ வந்து ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணணும். பிளேஸ் பண்ணிட்டு அப்புறம் பாட்டம்ல வந்து ஸ்க்ரூ போட்டு டைட் பண்ணணும்.
ஓகே சார்.
ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஒன் எப்படின்னா இந்த ஹோல்ஸ் சூஸ் பண்ணுமா, இந்த ஹோல்ஸ்ல ஸ்க்ரூ வச்சுட்டு
ஆமா, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்க்ரூ பண்ணிட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் அதை கனெக்ட் பண்ணுங்க, அதான் ஈஸி. So take one small size screw. So this is at the back side of the car. That is small size of the car, small size, not the broader one, broader end. Back side la காமிங்க, screw எப்படி கனெக்ட் பண்ணிருக்கீங்க?
இது வந்து ஃப்ரண்ட் வியூ சார், டாப் வியூ இது.
இது டாப் வியூ.
மோட்டார் வந்து டாப் வியூல, இது வந்து பாட்டம் வியூ, இது வந்து டாப் வியூ. ஓகேங்களா? இப்போ ஸ்க்ரூ போட்டு டைட் பண்றது எல்லாமே டாப் வியூல தான் ஸ்க்ரூ போட்டு டைட் பண்ணனும்.
So first see the connection at the side where you connected the motor. You have to connect this spacer screw. So அப்படியே காமிங்க சார், கொஞ்ச நேரம் பார்க்கலாம்.
வீல் ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணுறோம்.
வீல் ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ண, வீல் ஆல்ரெடி ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணிட்டாங்க நிறைய பேர்.
நெக்ஸ்ட் ஸ்டெப் என்ன?
ஓகே, அப்படியே நிக்க வைங்க. ஓகே. So fixing part is over. Once you done that, fixing part is over, and then you have to connect the battery. அவ்வளவுதான்.
சுவிட்சஸ் சார், சுவிட்ச் மூலமா கனெக்ட் பண்ணலாம். சரி, நெக்ஸ்ட் ஸ்டெப் போலாமா சார்?
போலாம்.
இப்போ என்ன பண்ணலாம்? செகண்ட் ஸ்டெப் என்னன்னா, 2 மோட்டரோட வயர் இருக்குங்களா, அப்பர்ல டாப் வியூல தான் இருக்கும். இது 2ஓட பாசிட்டிவும் 2ஓட பிளாக்கும் ஜாயின் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. Join
positive and negative.
positive, ground and ground.
Black wires join together. Similarly, red wire join together. And then you have to connect with battery, right?
Yes, sir. First
Positive of the battery and negative
switch
of the
connect
battery.
பண்ணணும் sir. Switch connect பண்ணணும் sir.
Oh, okay. Through the switch. They know, right?
சுவிட்சில் வந்து பேட்டரியோட பாசிட்டிவ் எண்டை வந்து கனெக்ட் பண்ணிடணும் சார். ஒரு எண்ட்ல வந்து பாசிட்டிவ் கனெக்ட் பண்ணிடணும். பேட்டரியோட கேப் இருக்குங்களா ஹோல்டர், அதுல வர அந்த பாசிட்டிவ் வந்து சுவிட்சோட ஒரு எண்ட்ல வந்து கனெக்ட் பண்ணிக்கணும். ஓகேங்களா?
Other end of the switch வந்து toward the red.
ஃபினிஷ்டா?
கரெக்ட் தானே சார்?
கரெக்ட் சார், கரெக்ட் சார்.
அது காமிங்க, ரெட்டோட கனெக்ட் ஆயிருக்குது காமிங்க. Other end of the switch to the red of the motor, black to the black of the motor.
ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ரெண்டு மோட்டரையும் ஜாயின் பண்ணிங்கப்பா. black red. ஓகேங்களா? நெக்ஸ்ட் ஸ்டெப் என்ன பண்ணலாம், பேட்டரியோட பிளாக் கலர் இருக்குல்ல ஒயர், அந்த ஒயரை வந்து டைரக்டா பிளாக்கோட ஜாயின் பண்ணிக்கணும். ஓகேங்களா? டைரக்டா பிளாக்கோட ஜாயின் பண்ணோடனே அனதர் ரெண்டு, இப்போ நீங்க வந்து டைரக்டா பேட்டரியோட கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா மோட்டர் வந்து ஆன் ஆயிடும். பட் நம்ம ஒரு இன்ட்ராக்ட் பண்ண ஒரு சுவிட்ச் வச்சு நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுவோம், ஆப்ரேட் பண்ண போறோம். ஓகேங்களா? இப்போ சுவிட்சோட அனதர் ரெண்டு இருக்குல்ல, நம்ம கனெக்ட் பண்ணோம்ல, அதை வந்து மோட்டரோட ரெட் ஒயர்ல வந்து கனெக்ட் பண்ணிக்கணும். ஒன்ஸ் நீங்க இந்த ஸ்டெப் எல்லாமே கம்ப்ளீட் பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் பேட்டரி வந்து கனெக்ட் பண்ணுங்க. சுவிட்ச் ஆன் பண்ண உடனே ரெண்டு டயருமே வந்து சேம் டைரக்ஷன்ல போகணும். அப்போ பண்ணாதான் நீங்க பண்ண வந்து அவுட்புட் வந்து கரெக்ட்.